Hi guys, Black is here, and I want to talk about a video I saw yesterday. It's about a black female who was, you guys heard of the rappers, Public Enemy. They had a song a long time ago called Sophisticated Bitch. Listen to the song. I love it. I like the sound of it. Probably the only song I can remember from Public Enemy. Anywho, she bought her dream car, which was some kind of Audi SUV. And when it came time to change the oil, she decided, I guess she takes it to Jiffy Lube. Now, I don't remember exactly why she took it to Jiffy Lube. I don't know, was it cheaper or was she in a hurry? But I think it may have been a combination of both. Well, she left Jiffy Lube and said that, I think it was on the way home, a bunch of lights came on. And she called Jiffy Lube. They told her to bring the car back. But instead of taking the car back, she told him she had an urgent matter to take care of. So instead of taking the car back to them, she went and tried to take care of her urgent matter, and the damn car broke down. Now, the whole time, I'm assuming the lights were on. So when the car stopped pulling and started to smoke, I think she called Jiffy Lube, and they came to the car. I think she called them, and they came to the car, and I think they told her back to Jiffy Lube. And of course, they decided that they wasn't going to fix the car. And I'm assuming the reason they wouldn't fix the car was because instead of her bringing the car back to them, she decided to go on her urgent matter. But the reason I brought up the Public Enemy song, you have intelligent black females that are like this. They feel like where they got to go is so damn important. More important than finding out what the hell's wrong with your car. I know a lady who had a Honda Accord. I think I made a video about this. Her mother bought her a new Honda Accord, right? And she took it to the Honda place several times, but they was always taking so long. They just took too long, and they charged, quite a bit of money. So she decided to take it to Take 5. And she leave Take 5, and she said the engine was making a noise. And she called me, and I told her to check the oil. At the time, I'm a truck driver. I was a over-the-road truck driver. I'm not anymore, but I told her to, check the oil. So I don't know how to check the oil. Now, she used to drive a Mustang. She knew how to check the oil in a Mustang, but she didn't know how to check the oil in the Honda Accord. Well, anyway, she got one of her friends, a neighbor or whatever, to check the oil, and there was hardly any oil on the stick. She drove it back to Jiffy Lube, and they put some more oil in it, said that it had oil in it, just didn't have enough oil. Somehow they got it mixed up with something else. And I'm wondering, now, how the hell do you get that? Most engines, 4-cylinder engines at that, are going to use about 4.5 to 5 quarts. So how the hell you get it mixed up? Got it mixed up with what? But, the thing is this. I was telling somebody, I got a coworker who's got a F-150 like mine. I think he was newer than mine. I think he said he was a 2023. And he was bragging to me about he got free oil change. He asked me, when you bought your truck, did you get free oil change? And I said, no, I don't think I did. And he was like, well, I guess you have to go to the right place, or you have to get the right deal. I got a deal where I got free oil changes. And I don't feel bad, not even slightly. To be honest with you, I think of him as being sort of kind of not bright when it comes to that. Why? Because people think that when they take their car to the dealership is going to take care of their car better than, a place like Jiffy Lube. And they will. They will take care of it better than Jiffy Lube. But the thing is this. Another thing people think when they take their car to the dealership, they believe that an A1 mechanic is going to change their oil. No, they use the dumbest mechanic they have to change your oil, you know. And my truck, I bought it brand new 9 years ago with 29 miles. My first oil change, I did it. I think it was 7,600 miles. Every oil change I've done on my F-150, I've done it. I don't trust the dealership because, like I said, they don't use the smartest mechanic to change people oil. Now, I'm not saying Ford would mess up your car. I haven't heard of a Ford dealership messing up anybody's car. I haven't heard. But I still don't trust them. You know, I don't trust them. I rather change my own oil. I know what kind of oil going in. I know what kind of oil filter. I know, well, you know, the drain plug, you can't really strip it. Well, you can't strip it out. It's a plastic plug. You know, it's not like a normal plug that you tighten down. My oil pan, it screws in and it locks. I mean, it screws in and it stops. You know, tightening down does not do anything. It just, you break it off if you try to tighten it down anymore. It just screws in and stops. It's actually a plug. But anyway, I still don't trust anybody to change my oil but me. You know, and I'm 54 years old, and I'm thinking to myself, when I get too old to change my own oil, I'm probably going to find somebody to change my oil in my driveway, and I want to sit there and look at them change my oil. You know, because a lot of people, you know, they do dumb stuff, you know, like Ford Boss Me was bragging about putting cars in flood mode. You know, he claims that before you crank the car up, you want to floor the throttle, put the throttle to the floor, and then push the car in flood mode, and it just sit there and crank, and it won't inject fuel. You know, and you sit there and crank it until your oil pressure comes up. That is a dumb ass idea. And he's supposed to be a damn mechanic. The quickest way to get oil pressure to build up in your engine is to simply start the engine. But people got this belief that if they start the engine, when it starts, it turns fast. And when it turns fast, there's no oil pressure. The engine cranks dry. That is the biggest bull crap out there. An engine never cranks dry. There's always enough oil left around the bearings. Residual oil, that little residual oil will protect the bearings until the oil pressure comes up. And again, if you want the engine to, and everybody claim, well, I want the oil to get to the bearings quickly. Well, crank the damn engine up normal. Because think about it, you have oil pressure is higher at 900 RPM than it is at, say, 300. I don't know how fast the engine cranks, but I'm sure it's less than 900. I'm sure it's less than at idle. But that's the reason why I don't want my oil changed by some dumbass Ford. Imagine if there's other dumbass Ford technicians that believe like Ford Boss Me believe, that you need to put the car in flood mode. My Trailblazer, I bought it at $65,000. It's at $200,000. Damn thing don't smoke. Used, it ain't even worth talking about the amount of oil it used. You know, I go 7,000 miles. I think I got like a little over 6,000 miles on the oil now. And I checked it, and I think it's like a quart low. But it holds 7 quarts of oil. So being a quart low is not a big deal. And remember, it's got 200,000 miles. But getting back to this Jiffy Lube thing, ain't no way in the hell I would take, and everybody in the comments is saying, why the hell are you taking an Audi to a Jiffy Lube? Why? Because she's a sophisticated Dre. Y'all have a good day.